Hello everyone, it is Grand Final week. You know, what a week it is. Everyone soaks it all up. It's an absolutely unreal week. But look, without further ado, let's get into the meat of things. So this is going to be my analysis and predictions of the 2023 AFL Grand Final between Collingwood and Brisbane. If you guys are new or you guys end up enjoying the video, make sure you drop me a like, subscribe if you're new, or if you're over on TikTok, drop me a follow, helps me out a lot. And yeah, let's just get on to the video. Alrighty, we will start off with looking at the 22. Starting off at the Pies, they've got some pretty big outs, one of them being none other than Dan McStay. You know, he helped Collingwood get over the line last week against that thrilling preliminary final against GWS. And because he went down with that leg injury, Billy Frampton has come in to replace him. Now look, Billy Frampton isn't an absolute world beater, but look, he gets the job done. Pretty handy key back, he can pinch it in the ruck and he can go forward if need be. He's a pretty good utility to have. The other big in for the Pies is Jack Ginnivan has made it into the 22. He's no longer the sub. Pat Lipinski has been taken down to the sub. And yeah, Ginny gets his chance to rise on the big stage. 29-degree day, and I bet you he's going to be wearing the long sleeves. Now look, McStay is a big out for the Pies. He's one of them key cogs in that forward line. He provides a leading target. He just runs and jumps at the ball and helps bring it to ground if need be, or he can take a really good grab in the air. Look, so it's going to be up to Cox and Cameron to be that other tool down there and just try and mitigate Harris Andrews' influence. And the Lions go into the grand final unchanged. Darcy Gardner keeps his spot and he keeps Payne out of the side after he played an absolute game of his life, keeping Charlie Curnow pretty quiet in that pretty much after the second quarter. Right, now we're just going to move on to looking at the key matchups. Obviously, we're going to look at the big midfield. Those midfields are absolutely stacked. So I reckon Josh Dunkley is going to go to Jordan De Goey to try and mitigate him. He did a great job against Patrick Cripps last week. Kept him pretty, I think it was like 12 disposals by the end of the day, but he kicked 2 goals. But look, at the end of the day, Dunkley came home with the win, so you take that. In saying that, Jordan De Goey had he had the game of his life last week against the Giants. He was an absolutely contested beast. He couldn't be tackled. He just willed himself over the line and helped the Pies get over. The question is, who goes on Lockie Neal? You know, the Brownlow medalist. I reckon it'll probably be up to Tom Mitchell to get in there. They're both absolute ball magnets in the way that they're hard at the ball. Just get that ground ball and feed it out to either Josh Dacos on the wing or Hugh McCluggage for the Lions on that wing too. Looking at the ruck. Now look, the ruck, I reckon Big O, he's had a very big final series. He was absolutely influential last week, kicking 2 very important goals to help the Lions, and he was absolutely dominant in that ruck. And you've got obviously Darcy Cameron, who's been in and out of form, and you got Mason Cox. You know, he has those games where he absolutely sets the world on fire. And there's also the games where he just fades out and doesn't have a real influence. Now, moving on to the Lions forward line, I reckon Darcy Moore is going to have the job on Joey Danaher. Look, it's just a matter whether if Joey can take a mark or not against Darcy Moore. He's a brilliant intercept defender. He's a brilliant one-on-one defender. But look, if Joey can hit the scoreboard early, build that confidence up, I reckon he'll have a pretty good day. But look, again, if he misses one, if he misses one early, who knows? And same with Hipwood too. I reckon, I don't know who's going to take Hipwood, but same with Hipwood. If he starts missing early with Joe, the Lions probably have no chance. The Pies, they're a really good side. They know how to put a score on the board. And yeah, you need them both up firing, especially on grand final day. And you've got who takes Charlie Cameron? Like, is it going to be Maynard? Is it going to be Isaac Quaynor? Like, Charlie Cameron, he's good. He can get you out the back. He can get you on the lead. He's very quick on his feet. And he's a very skillful player. With Isaac Quaynor, he's had an absolutely unreal year this year, but rarely ever gets beaten in a one-on-one contest. He's really good at seeing the ball, hoovering his opponent out of the way and just taking a mark, or halving it, or bringing it to ground, or just getting the ball himself and dishing it out. He's a very complete player, Isaac Quaynor is. Then you got the hard bull himself, Brazzy Maynard. He's a very physical player. He loves a good scuffle. He loves a hard tackle. He loves a good bump. He's a very hard nut. Does he get the job on Cameron? Who knows? Now, look, Billy Frampton, I reckon, will get the job on Harris Andrews. All he has to really do is just try to mitigate his influence, stop him from coming over the top and being that third defender to come and intercept or put a fist over the ball. All he has to do is just keep him out of it and maybe clunk a mark, kick a goal or 2, and I reckon he'll do his job. In saying that, Harris Andrews is an exceptional defender. He just reads the ball so well. He knows when to go off his man. And yeah, that's going to be a pretty good contest to see. Look, Nick Dacos, he's come back from injury last week. He had a pretty good game back for return. He had, I think, 26 disposals at the end of the match, which is pretty good for coming back off a serious leg injury. He definitely showed he was pretty much back at his best. He shrugged a lot of tackles. He used the ball exceptionally well. Got those 1-2s receives and just, yeah, he's an absolute weapon, Nick Dacos is. You can't give him the time and space lines. You got to try and wrap him up and just stop him from getting the quick 1-2s or the ones out the back, or just make him earn the disposals. I reckon this game is going to be won in the midfield and in that forward line of each side. Whoever gets their hands on the ball first, pretty much how every AFL game works. Whoever can use the ball well, hit their targets inside 50, and it's up to the forwards to convert. Whoever kicks the winning score at the end of the day wins. So yeah, I reckon that's just where it's going to be won. I reckon these players from each team definitely need to stand up. Number one for the Pies is Jamie Elliott. He's been pretty quiet this past final series. He's kicked, I think, 2 goals for the whole final series. He hasn't really seemed to put it all together. During the year, he was a clutch player, could kick goals from the pocket, from anywhere. You'd have the ball in his hands and you'd be pretty safe that it'd go straight through the middle. I don't know whether it's Collingwood, the way that they've been kicking inside 50. He just hasn't seemed to get his hand on the ball and been able to finish. But yeah, I reckon if Jamie Elliott has a big day for the Pies will probably get up. I wouldn't be surprised. He's the type of player that can easily kick 3. He's a very dangerous player inside 50 for the Pies. Second one for the Lions, I'm going to chuck Joe Danaher in the gun. Now look, if he needs to kick straight, he needs to kick well for the Lions to get over the line. They've got some really great, really crafty small forwards down there. You've got McCarthy, you've got Rayner, you've got Bailey down there. But look, it's all up to the big key forward. I'm putting it on him to kick the winning score for Brisbane. If he's accurate and if he's on song early, I reckon he'll do the job well. Now, look, the MCG Hoodoo, does it exist on Grand Final day? I don't think it does. It's one game of the year, biggest game of the year. I reckon that just goes out the window, and I reckon the Lions will just come to play, and whatever happens, I guess. If they lose, the media will be like, oh, they can't play at the G. But at the same time, they've made it all the way to the Grand Final, so they deserve to be there. Now, moving on to my predictions, who do I think will win? Now, I reckon both teams can either win. It's a coin flip. It's 1 versus 2, the best teams all year. I reckon the Lions will somehow jump the Magpies. Don't tell me why. I just have a hunch that they've just got a lot more firepower, and I reckon just Collingwood's outs just heavily will probably hamper them just that little bit off their best, just so the Lions will find a way to get over the top. McStay being out is a huge out, I reckon, for them. He means so much for them up forward in that forward structure. I reckon it'll just be enough just to rattle them a bit. And yeah, with the Lions going unchanged, they've got all this momentum. I reckon they'll just find a way to get over the top of them and win in a close one. The winning margin will probably only be around that 12 to 18 mark. I reckon the Pies will give them all they got, and yeah, I reckon the Lions will, first time in 20 years, secure their 4th premiership as the Brisbane Lions. But look, my Norm Smith medal predictions, it's going to be, I've got a smoky one. I'm going to pick none other than Hugh McCluggage. He provides them so much with his ball use and his kicking inside 50, and I reckon he's a genuine chance of winning it. In saying that, look, Josh, there's some pretty easy winners you could pick from if Brisbane have a good day. Lockie Neal, obviously the Brownlow medalist, or you got Josh Dunkley if he's an absolute ball magnet, gets his hands on the ball. Even Joe Danaher, if he kicks 4 or 5 in a winning Grand Final side, that's a pretty good day. 5 in the modern era for a K forward. But if he kicks more than 5, he genuinely should get it if he kicks more than 5 goals. Yeah, that is going to do my 2023 AFL Grand Final predictions against Collingwood and Brisbane. As always, like I said earlier in the video, if you did enjoy it, make sure you drop me a like, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and on TikTok we are trying to hit 30k. So anything you do is greatly appreciated. And yeah, comment down below who you guys think is going to win the Grand Final, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.